Welcome to Tales of Nowhere, a tabletop RPG podcast. My name's Spencer and I play Isaac.
My name's Kelsey and I play Kieran.
My name is Alex and I play Chuck the Midnight Hondo.
My name is Eric and I play Thane.
And last but not least, the most important member of our group, the luxuriously lucky lumberjack, Joshua. How are you doing, man?
How's the lumberjacking?
The lumberjacking is slow. Haven't jacked it in a while.
TMI.
I can't relate.
And with that, we'll turn it over to him as this episode of the Tales of Nowhere podcast officially begins.
Previously on the Tales of Nowhere podcast.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
We went through the jump gate.
we did it. We made it through.
Yep, we said our goodbyes to the Orang Medan and arrived at my dad's homeworld, Pax.
Yeah, and they just came out to say, hey,
They were totally fine with it.
All the Wexlers that my dad left
All the
behind.
Wexlers,
The big
that's
old
right.
Wexler clan that I didn't even know that we had.
we met Opal, we met Isaac, we met little Seth, little...
Sarah's pregnant! Pregnant with Hondo's kid!
We don't know that, actually.
No, you don't. But the audience does.
Yeah,
And that happened
that's why Joshua
previously
had to say
on
it.
the Tales of Nowhere.
And after spending some good old time on the farm, we found my dad's secret lab that he used as a kid to build the spaceship.
Right, but it wasn't really your dad, but it was your dad.
Yeah, we found the other journal boxes, and they, I'm a strat, everybody.
Raymond recorded one when he was 3 and let us know that it wasn't really Raymond. It was Denton Stat, Copernicus's... Denton Strat, Copernicus's son?
In Raymond's body. Quantum leaped through a prototype infinity trigger.
Figure that out, theologians.
He did say that in the recording.
He did,
too.
yeah.
And then we threw the infinity trigger prototype into the breach, blew the sucker up, and headed back to the cafe. Oh yeah, we took Rex back.
Rex and Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
And then we had a long talk with Sarah, me and Copernicus, and she decided she was better off going back home.
Too weird for
For
her
now.
here.
Yeah. Oh, and then there was a huge emergency.
Yeah, there was a big emergency, lots of alarms and junk, and they took us away from dinner. And we went and got on the Infinity Trigger, and we were sent to
The events covered in our Mother's Day special.
the city.
Sugar and Spice. Cedar Mills
Cedar Mill.
Cedar Mill.
with the Maywood Street Ladies Club.
Ladies Club.
Yeah.
And y'all met our moms. I mean, not Hondo's
Yeah.
mom. That's weird.
And they brought us all together because we had been knocked unconscious, and they saved the universe.
The cowboy came out of the closet.
Finally.
They stopped the bank robberies, made sure we got all back to normal, and sent us home.
It was a really weird adventure.
It was very strange. We were unconscious for 80% of it.
Yep.
So now we're back in nowhere, and we're going to get ready for the next adventure.
Kieran, you wake up in a nun's habit, maskless, in the cafe. She's in one of those booths that Copernicus has made. You're recovering.
Oh, okay.
He's realigning you. You guys were out of phase with the universe, and that's why you guys.
And so
were
they put me in a
unconscious.
booth?
You remember you made that.
Oh,
Pod?
I'm in the pod.
You're in the pod. One of the pods. So
There were-
I'm
I thought
in
we
the
had a lot.
pod struggling to remove a nun's habit.
Yes.
In
But
a
you're
very-
maskless as well.
Yeah, but, and you're maskless. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, that too, covering the face and removing a...
Yeah.
It's this cramped space, and it's just like,
You just wake up and you're like, what is
you know,
going
like
on?
elbows hitting the thing as you're
you
trying
wake
to, like,
up to
wiggle.
a picture of to see Copernicus there holding up a camera taking pictures. He's like, that thing's going on my Facebook. Facebook? He doesn't have a Facebook.
How many friends do you
It's
have
just a
here
wall
in
of
nowhere?
faces that he has.
He's got a book
Yeah,
with like a
faces.
bunch of faces in it.
It's a book of faces.
He just opens up this like photo album, and there's like some of like Isaac sleeping, and some of like Hondo in the morning while he's trying to drink his coffee.
Oh my gosh, that's
Jeez.
creepy. And they're all like
These is sleepy
posed
face.
weird, like he's hiding around the corner.
Yeah, from around the corner.
Yeah.
His book of faces.
You woke up before they got back.
Okay.
Because you and Armitage got left behind while they stayed to kind of clean up. So did you guys end up getting her sword back?
We did not.
Somebody has to.
Somebody will be then.
That's what I'm saying.
And the Shriek Rock.
Henry, yes.
Just have Copernicus buy it on eBay because that's where it's going.
That's where it's at.
That's where it's headed.
All right. So
Okay, so yeah, I guess I wake up and I'm in there and I'm
yeah, and he
like,
helps
I'm
you
looking
out.
down and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, you know, trying to take it off, but also flipping it over my face.
And to pull it off,
You know.
yeah, you're like, he has no idea either. He's like, I have no idea. You'll come back this way. I was wondering if you maybe joined. You heard the call and became a nun.
I will never. I,
Do they have a call going?
I am no man's wife.
I am no man's wife. I mean, as far as husbands go, you could do worse.
Give me a mask, Copernicus. Get the camera
yeah, no,
out
I
of
got
my
the-
face.
right here. Okay, he actually has a mask there for you. He
Okay,
knew you would
he
want
did.
one when you woke up.
I need you to delete those photos.
The rest of you guys get back now.
And I've got the mask on
Yeah.
and the habit thrown across the room.
Okay.
Because they didn't remove my superhero outfit from underneath.
No,
so it's
they just
fine.
covered it up.
Yeah.
Because you were
Exposed.
inappropriate. All right, the rest of you guys get back.
Hey, Copernicus, what the hell was that, man?
It is not good. There was a universe in our multiverse here. And he kind of shows you guys the chart with the tree. He's like, suddenly it began to decline rapidly. So I wanted you to go and fix it before we lose it completely. And then while I was triggering you there, it did disappear completely. It collapsed. We lost a universe.
And all the people.
The people are gone. The
Wow.
universe ended.
It's good to know we're helping doing
Yeah.
all this.
Are you
No,
sure
this
we're
is
not?
not the universe you were at all. And it was perfectly fine. I cannot figure out what happened. But because that happened while you were being triggered, you were diverted to a parallel universe.
All
Wait,
right.
we actually went somewhere? Because as far
That's
as
true.
my timeline goes,
Yeah.
I stepped on the transporter and I woke up to you dressing me up. Old
I did not put you in a nun costume.
He did. I saw him do
Perhaps
it.
he
didn't,
can tell
though.
you what happened there. I'm just going to say I'm not Rex. He has not come out of his room.
Oh, still, huh?
That's kind of nice.
I guess it helps us.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many more universes we would have lost already if you had not been doing your work.
That's true. We
Theoretically.
have no idea.
Yeah, like 3, right? Because that's so many.
No, because
That's all we've really
when
done
the
so
universe
far.
collapses, it sends out ripples to parallel universe. So you guys have saved quite a bit.
Right. So this one just died. So it's rippling right now.
There is ripple going on. Yes.
And is that ripple hitting the one that we just went to? That we just came from?
I am taking precautions. If I need to get you there to fix it, then I will. But right now, it is stabilizing.
I feel like that won't happen for like another year, right?
Yes, that is totally unheard of for me. I don't know why it collapsed so fast. I'm going to have to do more research on this. But welcome back. Pleased to be stepping in the pod.
All right, the whole decontamination.
Decontamination.
Right.
Oh, right.
And if anybody is hurt, you can be healed. You were out of alignment, and that can be very dangerous to your system.
Dibs on first. Wait, do I have to be naked to be in these pods?
No.
No, we have bathrobes.
He was in a
Yeah.
nun's habit.
Yeah, I think we're fine.
Yeah.
Or maybe
we
he
did have
modified.
bathrobes in the past
Really?
anyway.
We did.
It is better if you are naked.
All
But
right.
It is not requirement.
Well, Hondo
Better
strips
for
down
who?
and walks in.
Yeah. Better for your Facebook
strips
wall.
down.
Hondo strips down. You
Thanks,
guys have
Hondo.
already all seen all this in the last world.
It's true.
So he
A couple
strips down
times, yeah.
and
Yeah.
all you see
You're
is
naked
Hondo's
a
butt
lot.
walking into one of these pods.
He takes you aside, Isaac, when
Oh,
you're done with the pods. I think maybe you should start to learn family business, eh?
as in.
I can teach you how to use the infinity
Facebook.
trigger. It's going to take a long time to learn, but I can teach you some basics of the process and the calculations and the algorithms that go into it.
Yeah, all right. Why not? I'll be your apprentice.
Excellent. More than that, you are my grandson.
Yep. I guess that's factual.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It is,
in a
it is
way.
appropriate because your father, my son,
Would
was
you mind-
also my apprentice.
What happens if we do a DNA test? Just out of morbid curiosity.
Your physical DNA is Wexler.
Okay.
Spiritually speaking, you are my grandson. You were raised by my son.
Oh, he's your spiritual father.
So like
Your
adoptive
spirit father.
thing
It's
or
like a god?
Your spirit father in the
That's not-
sky.
You are all I have left of my son here with me now.
Can't find that.
Yep, that's true.
What anything anybody wants to do while they're in nowhere? I know Copernicus wants to start teaching you, Isaac.
Isaac, the intern.
Okay. The Isaac the intern.
There's a cool montage of you just messing up all of Copernicus' stuff.
What does this button
Chemistry
do?
stuff. It spills
Copernicus getting
everywhere.
mad and slapping your hands away.
I should tell you, I failed at math.
And Bub just showing you all these things we're supposed to be doing.
Not hard, Isaac.
What's a tree?
Why is he here?
He's
I have
the
no
other
idea.
intern.
He's the resident. Copernicus hasn't done anything for like 2 worlds now. It's Bubba doing
Bubba running
everything.
the whole show.
And Copernicus is just taking credit. You know, there probably is now a new framed black and white picture in the cafe of the ladies of the Maywood Street
Aw.
Ladies Club.
Are they
That's
sitting down drinking tea, or are
adorable.
they standing up? What are they doing?
It's kind of like one of those posed portraits where they're like some are sitting and some are standing behind, but they have teacups, like they're under the guise that they're having tea.
The ones sitting down have some books on their lap.
Yeah,
and stuff.
books on their lap.
You can see in the corner someone has like the flash of a gun.
That would be my
And it's
mother.
Isaac's gun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hondo wants to go for another horse ride. So Hondo goes for a ride, and it's early in the morning.
Okay.
And he's just looking, just exploring.
Yeah. Are
Does
you
he-
trying to leave a trail like you did the last time so that you don't get
No,
lost
I'm
in the
keeping-
white?
I'm keeping in sight of
of the cafe.
the cafe.
Okay.
Does he find anything?
No,
Nothing
not
special?
really.
Okay, then Hondo just comes back. I just come back and go get some bacon and eggs and coffee from Angie,
Angie.
if I can.
She has the bulletproof glass all around the espresso machine now.
So Hondo walks into the cafe and he's like, "Hey, Ange, how's it going?"
Well, hello there, stranger. Where have you been lately?
You know, fixing the multiverse and such.
Well, look at you being all productive. What can I get for you?
You know what sounds good?
What?
Meat. Do you have some bacon or something back there?
Oh, I do indeed. I could get you a ham hock steak
Perfect. That's perfect. That
and
sounds
some
great.
bacon and some sausage.
Dang.
Mm.
You've read my mind, sugar.
all
Make that 2 as Thane sits down.
right.
And some coffee, please.
And coffee.
Well, coming
Lots.
right up, gentlemen.
You think if I order an espresso, you could shoot it right as she opens the door to...
I can try.
All right. After a while, she comes back with 2 steaming hot plates, perfectly cooked ham hock.
How does she deliver it to us?
She has one in each hand, and she's got a little tea towel holding them. She's like, "Now mind yourselves, because these are very hot." And she puts them down in front of you guys.
All right.
She's like, "What can I get you to drink?"
An espresso would be great.
One espresso coming right up. And what can I get for you, sugar?
Just coffee, black, please.
All right. She goes back to the behind the counter.
Hondo runs into place to see if he can get a good shot at the espresso machine
All right.
as she opens the door.
All right. She
Some door. How does she get in and out?
She has
she's
to get
got
in
like
somehow.
she's got little glass hatch thing. Bulletproof glass hatch.
Okay.
All right. So she lifts the little hatch to make the cappuccino. What are you going to do?
Do I see an opening? What do we got to do to shoot?
You gotta shoot.
You
can
got
shoot
into
it,
position, right?
but you gotta shoot
Yeah.
through
yeah, you
her.
got to shoot.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
I mean,
think
how do I roll for
It
this?
does
I
that.
think you roll.
Savage
oh,
Worlds.
damn it!
I know, that's what I'm trying to remember.
So you roll
2d6.
your normal die and a wild die. Okay, you need to get a 4.
I'm pretty sure it's a 4.
Oh, come on, Hondo.
What'd you get?
3 and a 1.
Oh my gosh! Okay, so the bullet hits the bulletproof glass.
As it's closing, as the door's closing or something like that?
No, you just missed.
Okay.
So, so it does crack a little bit where the bullet hits, and she just screams her head off. And she closes the hatch, and she turns around and just stares at you.
And
The
Hondo
death-
runs back to his chair and just kind of sits there trying to shield his face and just giggling.
Shut up,
He's just giggling.
Shut up, Hondo, shut up.
Just pretend like nothing happened,
She
alright?
points at you, Thane, because she knows. She knows that this
What?
was a combined
I would
effort.
never.
She's like, Hondo ain't the one that asked for espresso.
So I can't even order an espresso now?
Not if Hondo's in the room.
Oh, gosh.
It's your fault for asking for an
Now,
espresso.
you all boys,
when
you
I'm
stop
in the room.
harassing
My
me.
fault.
You harass me anymore, I'm going to tell Kieran, and she's going to take my side.
Oh,
Don't
shit. Don't
tell
tell Karen. I said Karen, but I meant Kieran.
Oh God, Karen's coming. Damn it.
I just quietly eat my... What did I get? A
Ham hock and bacon.
Ham hock and ham hock with scrambled eggs, bacon, and sausage.
And I come out from pulling an all-nighter with Copernicus, sit down at the bar, and say, Angie, I could really use an espresso.
I'm sorry, we're currently out of espresso. And she shoots a look over at the 2 boys.
What did you guys do?
What about mine? It was in progress.
Oh, yeah. Where is his
Oh,
espresso?
no, you
Yeah,
have
what about-
forfeited your espresso rights.
Kieran walks in.
It's like, you get water. She walks over and gives you guys both like
Not even coffee?
a glass of,
Fire
not even
water?
ice water. It's just like
lukewarm
tap water.
room temperature water. That's awesome.
That's my favorite drink.
Then she
Turns
goes
out.
over to Isaac and she's like, "What can I get for you, honey?"
Ask for 2 coffees.
Make it 3. 3 coffees.
3 coffees.
3 coffees.
Could I get 3 coffees?
She just turns to Kieran like, "Good morning, sunshine. What can I get for you?"
4 coffees.
Everybody around here just keeps talking about this espresso thing.
She throws her towel down on the counter and storms out of the room.
Hey, at least we
I
got
kind of like
breakfast.
turn to you guys, and I'm just like, what? Hands in the
I
air.
push
Sausage?
my eggs towards you, and I was like, "You want some eggs?"
Yes, I do. And I sit next to you, and I share your eggs, and I steal your bacon.
Perfect. That's fine.
There we go. I don't share mine.
A small green hand comes up from under the table, feels around a bit, grabs a piece of bacon, and then yanks it back underneath.
Damn it,
say,
Bubda.
Nope. Hands up here.
Okay. He comes out from under the table and puts his hands up, but his mouth is clearly full of bacon, and he's holding his lips tightly closed.
Sausage next time. Never the bacon.
Sausage, never the bacon.
I pat him on top of the head. Stay out of trouble. Go away.
Go away! Wow!
Go back to your vent.
We have weird lives.
We do.
I'm just chatting now with Thane about my ride.
Isaac.
Yeah. What's up?
So, when we first came here, you were probably the last one to stop being antagonistic to Copernicus. How
Good times.
how are you feeling about things right now? We didn't really get a time to talk about it.
Dude, it's weird as shit.
Don't you mean his grandpa? That's who you're referring to? His grandpa?
Yeah, his grandpa,
Right.
Grandpa Strat.
Yeah. I mean, my life was a sci-fi thing before, but now... Oh,
It's got to be weird. Like, your home isn't what you thought it would be.
that sums it up nicely.
I mean, you ended up coming back here. Did you want to stay? I just can't imagine.
Leaving. I wouldn't leave. I would struggle leaving.
Yeah. I mean, well, I can go back, right? I mean, it's not like it's closed off forever. It's right there. What I'm doing here is more important than anything I'd be doing out there.
That's
so-
true, but I mean, we go to this new world or whatever you got planned. You can't go back right now.
Sure, I could. Why not? Why couldn't any of us? I mean, before we didn't really know what was going on or how it played out, but we know we can go back and forth between worlds willy-nilly. I have to believe that if Copernicus, knew that one of us didn't want to be here, we could leave.
Can we?
You're suggesting we can just go home.
Why not? Sarah did. Barbara did. I did for a little bit.
The whole pitch from the beginning is that we couldn't go home. At some point in the future, maybe we'd be able to go home.
Yeah, but now everything that we've seen, do you really believe that?
Grandpa Strat lying to us?
I feel like he only knows as much as we know.
Well,
sometimes.
that's kind of what it is, right? It feels like he's learning as we go
Just piece some
too.
things together.
He's definitely an intelligent dude, but I don't think he has the whole picture. I think he pretends to be more confident than he is, and he's really good at going with the flow. Just like me. That's weird. But yeah, guys, I looked at everything, my family, where I come from, and this place, and what my family heritage means now, and I decided that this is good for me to be a part of. It's important, but I think you have to make that decision on your own. Can I have a damn piece of bacon now, please?
Ask Bubda.
That was your piece.
That's the thing. Can we just leave? Because Copernicus pretends that this might have all just been happenstance and luck. But obviously, this guy right here, I pointed to Isaac, is here for a reason. I mean, there's a connection happening here. And if he weren't here, maybe things would have been worse off. Maybe if
Saying
you're
there's a connection
here,
with the rest of us?
I don't know. Possibly.
Maybe Copernicus's weird ramblings about the universe being some sort of sentient thing isn't super off base, as nuts as that sounds. It's weird.
But I mean, like, I've thought about it too. I could just go home. But I go home to fix some stuff with Jessica, my sister, and what else breaks because of that? Who else has to die because of that?
And what are you not doing here that you would have done that may be as important as me finding out who my family is?
But then again, I would never know.
They say ignorance is bliss. That's an old wives' tale where I come from.
It is blissful, as thousands and thousands of people die just because I didn't do my job right.
Yeah.
We did our job and a whole tree just collapsed.
Just one
Branch.
universe.
Whole branch. One universe just collapsed like that, snuffed out millions of lives.
Yeah, no offense, but I blame that on Copernicus.
Yeah.
Ouch.
We tried.
Seemed to escalate pretty quickly, though.
Yeah.
Something I think that Copernicus would have explained to all of you guys long ago, or probably somewhere in between, is that because you guys died in your own timelines and then he pulled you in here, you guys are no longer vibrating at the same frequency as your home. You guys are vibrating at a universal frequency of nowhere. That's
So
why
we
you guys
can't
can
go home.
No, you guys can go to any universe and that universe will be fine.
Oh, okay.
Armitage and Bubda, they are still vibrating at the D&D universe's frequency
And
or Call of Cthulhu's. So they can go to visit other universes. They can't stay there long term without causing damage to that universe. That's why he relies on you guys, because you guys can go and complete a mission however long it'll take you, and you won't do any additional damage to the universe.
I don't know, honestly, to tell you the truth, Thane. But I'm not ready just yet to take the chance of thousands of universes or whatever dying because of my selfishness. Want to fix things with my sister.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time sitting here.
We sit in silence, contemplating.
All right.
Can I?
Silence.
We'd sit in silence for 2 seconds, and then Isaac.
I reach over the counter and grab 3/4 full bottle of Cyril's nectar. I pour 4 shot glasses and I hand them out to everybody and I say, all right, this is confusing. We're all in an emotional state for various reasons. Why don't we say right now, we'll do one more together and then we'll see how we feel and we'll go from there. And then I raise my glass.
Hondo gets a drink, but he grabs the drink, but there's obviously still a little doubt here
Yeah.
and there.
But is there a clink?
Kieran obviously clinks. Do you clink, my friend?
Yeah, I clink and then just down it.
Does Thane clink?
Well, like I do with most things, when they get complicated, drink.
That's
And-
good.
And then I'll clink.
That's so good.
And down it.
Okay.
Where is Copernicus now?
In his lab.
I'm gonna go in there real quick and just have a chat with him. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Hondo walks in and he just walks over to Copernicus. He's like, "I know we're in this for the long haul. I get it. I just need to know if Jessica's still alive." After Isaac spending all this time with his family and his sister and fixing things and figuring out that everything is all right, it's making me think about my family and my sister, and I just want to know if she's okay.
In a rare moment of
Compassion.
maybe, yeah, he like puts his hand on your shoulder and he's like, I completely understand, Hondo. And I understand how important family is, or else what are we doing here?
Right.
So I understand. You want to just know that she is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he goes and does some stuff on his computer.
Is there a special mirror I have to look into?
Mirror?
Mirror on the wall. Where the hell's my sister?
He does type a few things into his computer, and he's like, oh, I'm having difficult time. Perhaps I'll have it ready for you. Give me some time to look.
All right. That's fine. Yeah. Just,
Hey, listen, I understand what the transition this is for you and the other Infiniteers. So I want you to know I'm very grateful for what you are doing. In fact, most of the multiverse will never know what you did for them or what you are doing for them, but I know exactly. And so I will make sure that I take care of you and your family and that you will have much happiness in your life. If it is within my power, I will make sure this happens.
damn, that's fine. Yeah. You mean we're not going to get like awards and there's not going to be a ceremony at the end of this?
There's very little. I mean, I will throw you parade here in Cafe Nowhere.
Hondo chuckles a little at that. All right, that's fine. I just need to know if she's around, even.
No, I completely understand.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Copernicus.
You're welcome.
And Hondo walks away.
All right. You guys are in Cafe for about a week to 2 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks this time, which is probably longer than you really had downtime for in the past.
Getting good at writing.
Yeah.
Writing? What are you? Oh, writing.
Writing horses.
I'm like, what are you writing?
I'm writing a novel, guys. It's a romance.
At least one of those days, Isaac Copernicus takes you out to the door that he doesn't go in anymore.
Ooh.
That goes out to the headstones. And you can visit the one that's from your dad.
We didn't tell you
Dang.
about this, did we?
Yeah.
No, you guys.
We
well,
did.
We did. Yeah.
Did we?
We
Okay.
talked to them about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And pretty much he just tells you that there's no bodies buried under there. He just assumed everyone was dead and deserved a memorial. So he made them memorials pretty much.
Well, it's impressive you even got these to stick in the ground here. What is this even made out of?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, reverence.
Right.
He says out loud to himself.
No, he just laughs. He's like, "It's actually very difficult. It's made out of some sort of base material that the entire multiverse is fashioned out of."
Like carbon? It's some kind of altered carbon.
Oh.
Man.
We make a lot of references to
Netflix.
Netflix original series.
Well, how
yes.
can we not?
This is where your fake grave will be when you die.
And when I die, I expect you to put my fake grave here.
And then he turns around and he casts a hand over nowhere and he says, all of this,
Will
wherever
be-
the light
touches."
touches.
What,
Right?
the curtains?
The curtains! Yeah. Huge tracts of land. All right. Yeah. So it's about 2 weeks. Anybody else want to do anything while you're here? If not, we will move on.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I think-
reading books with, I'm just hanging out with Henry.
Henry. And
Yeah.
he's created quite the reading list for you. He's like, I realize you are no longer a librarian, Charles, but that's no reason to ignore your studies.
My studies, all right. I have homework back here now.
Yes, you very much do.
I'm a little jealous that they keep going out and going horseback riding, so I'm going to try to learn to ride a horse by myself.
Are you?
All on my own.
This would be a skill check.
There is a writing skill, yeah.
All right. Do you have
But if
anything
it's
in the writing
But
skill?
if it's not a writing, it's agility.
I have nothing in the writing.
Then it's your agility.
So I just roll a
Roll a D8 and you have to get a 4 or higher.
And a D6.
You can roll a D6.
And a
too.
D6 is your wild
Oh
die.
yeah.
Is it 4 or higher?
I think it's 4 or higher.
4 or higher is like the base.
Because that was stars, right?
Right.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
7 out of 5.
It's just the higher.
Oh, okay. 7.
7.
Which
All
is
right.
respectable.
You actually managed to put the saddle on correctly.
Awesome.
Climb up onto the horse. And just like you've seen in many Western movies, you begin kicking the horse and whipping on the reins. And it does start to move a little bit.
Boy, howdy.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Boy!
I love this idea of you
What do
in full
cowboys
spandex.
even say?
We're kind of like, yeah.
Just
No,
pretend
you
to
go
be
back.
loud.
Giddy
No,
up.
boy howdy, that's great.
Boy,
Howdy.
howdy. Yeah, after a while you get the hang of it. The horse is nice to go slow at first, and then it kind of goes faster, and you kind of get the language down on how to make it go faster.
I'm going to go be reckless and go real fast.
Are you?
Yes.
All right.
What do
You
you?
do
What's
it.
going to happen? There's nothing to hit out here.
Gosh, what did I make you? Because I made him roll stuff to see if he. Probably another one to see if you can stay on the horse while you're riding it.
4.
4?
If
All
it's
right.
the same roll.
All right, so you managed to stay on. You're getting very sore because you have no sort of riding experience, and it's not
No
pleasant.
calluses yet.
Yeah,
nothing,
no calluses, or you're not used to it. So, but yeah, you're secretly learning to ride. How far off do you get at top speed?
Real far.
And
We're here
far-
for 2 weeks. I'm just going to.
so far enough that you no longer see the
Yes.
cafe in the distance,
And there's no trail.
Uh-oh.
and there's no trail.
This is
so
cool.
I know, right? What are we gonna roll for this? What is there in
Is there
Savage
like a
Worlds?
navigation or something?
There's
Investigation, notice,
Piloting, riding.
survival, tracking.
I'm gonna say tracking.
either with
If
a
you can-
base or agility, smart,
Oh, I only
spirit,
have a
strength, vigor.
D3
So you
in
get to a
that.
place where you are completely, you don't even see it in the distance anymore. You are just completely surrounded by white. You don't even see a
Boy.
horizon line. It's just white.
And I keep going for a little bit.
Do ya?
Just for a little bit.
All right. And
She's
then
more
you-
daring than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
We were cutting up rope at this
tracking
point.
to see if
Not
you can
rope, but
figure
yeah,
your
rope,
way
but
back
rope.
home.
Rope the
Who
rope.
says I want to
Yeah.
go home? The reason why we don't leave for 2 weeks is
Right?
Kieran disappeared.
Kieran's had a traumatic couple of worlds we've been in.
3.
Okay, yeah, you have no idea where you're at or how to get back. So you go where you think is back,
Okay.
and you ride for what you think might be about the equal amount of time as you rode out, and you are nowhere. You can't see anything.
Do I get to try again?
No, just go to sleep.
So after a while, if there were a sun in nowhere, you would think it was starting to go down. Like it's later in the day now, and you're getting tired. And it seems like the horse maybe might be getting a little tired as well.
Thirsty, probably.
Thirsty probably as well.
Well, it's a
Man, I wish.
nowhere horse. So
Fake
I
maybe
horse.
feel a
What?
strong desire for an oasis.
Right. Actually, yeah, a river kind of, you hear the sound of trickling water, maybe not too far away.
What?
And then you go and there's like a river now suddenly. You can't see where the river begins, like it's too far in the distance, and you can't see where the river ends because it's too far in the distance. But there's like a river and maybe a few trees.
We should go feel the need to have a roller coaster or a theme park.
I feel the need for a
rocket
place I
car.
can hide out like the hero that I am. A secret
The
layer.
secret layer. That does not show up.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get off the horse and
And let it drink.
I'll drink as well.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep here.
Okay. Suddenly between the two trees, you notice that there is a hammock.
Ooh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to lead the horse over there, and I'm
Okay.
going to tie the horse to the tree, and
All
then
right.
I'm going to get in the hammock and go to sleep.
All right.
Guys, where's Kieran? Have
Yeah. Are
seen
you guys
him?
going to notice that Kieran's not there? I don't know how much you guys actually hang out together when you're.
Hondo just looks up from his book. Huh. Haven't seen Kieran for a while.
Yeah, me neither, Hondo, as I walk into
And
the
keeps
library.
reading. What do you keep saying?
Comparatively.
Comparatively.
I've got a little sticky note on hand, and I go up to Henry, and I say, "Hey, it took me forever to remember, but I've got something that I would love for you to research while we're gone. Copernicus
Ooh.
says we're almost ready to go, so there is a little project I'd like to give you if you're cool with that, Henry."
Oh, I'm all giddy with anticipation. How exciting! What do you have for me, Isaac?
I give him the sticky note, and I say, "There's somebody that's mysteriously popping up in some of the worlds that we've been to. Doesn't seem to change and seems to know us from the other worlds. It's very inconsistent with everything that we've seen from the other people. And here's the names that she's gone by. Chronomanderwick is the most popular one, her favorite. But it seems like she's been implanted in these worlds for some reason. This grand library of nowhere. I figure there must be some kind of information on her in here."
Oh, well, if there's information, I'll find it.
Great, thanks, Henry. Hondo, what are you reading?
Tale of Two Cities.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Yeah, it seems more like shitty times, but it's interesting.
Good.
Keep reading.
Yes, sir.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your detention.
Oh, no. It's always nice to speak with you, Isaac.
Yeah, you too.
Henry, do you have any books that Isaac might enjoy reading? Maybe some homework for
Well, I
Isaac?
could definitely suggest some reading material.
He's
if you
got
were
great
interested.
ideas.
Oh, sweet. What do you got there? Uncanny X-Men or...
Oh, I did find a graphic novel section. It's over here.
No way, really?
There is. There's like a whole shelf of graphic novels.
That's cool.
Whoa.
Shelving unit. Yeah.
That's cool.
And Hondo,
Like,
It's just-
Hondo,
I
you
just
are
look
not
at
allowed
pictures.
over here.
do we go find Kieran?
I don't
or
know.
does she-
Overnight, Karen never came back.
Oh, shit.
Nobody in the hotel seems really concerned about it. Copernicus is a little concerned. Only slightly, though.
So we all know that she's gone now?
Yeah, you guys can notice she's not around.
Okay.
And even Andre at the hotel will tell you that she never checked in last night.
Okay, so I come down off the elevator after searching, going to her room. And I say, "What's up, Orville?" And then I go over to Andre and I say, "Hey, man, where's Karen? Where is she?"
Not to worry. She didn't come home last night, but I
Ooh.
get the idea that she did find a safe place to sleep.
Yeah, that's cool and everything, but that's not here. And out there is sort of, unknown and weird.
He just looks at you like you're crazy. Well, she is an adult and she doesn't have to stay in her room, so I'm sure she found someplace suitable to stay the night.
I just heard from Angie. You know Angie.
Oh, yes.
She wants to send up a room service delivery for her breakfast. And yeah, we need to get this delivered stat. Kieran ordered it yesterday before she left, and we need this to get to her. So
Oh, yes. I will make sure that it is brought to her room right away.
no, not her room. It needs to get to her. Her room can't eat breakfast.
I'm sure Angie can make sure that the food arrives to Kieran.
What kind of grand breakfast did I just wake
he
up
tried
to?
not to. Yeah, he tries not to call you
Trail
Miss
rations.
Angelica. Miss Angelica. But yeah, you actually do wake up to pretty good breakfast.
Hella.
How the
Yeah.
hell are we going to get Kieran back?
It's like it's all set up picnic style.
Sky
like-
Is there a
writing?
cabana boy?
I was wondering if she was going to
no,
wake up
no
in
other
her room.
people, but there is just
That's what
like
I
a
was thinking.
spread.
I was hoping you were going to wake up in your room.
Yeah, there's a
But you didn't.
compass, though.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
good.
go.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to point north.
You wouldn't know.
There's not like a northeast southwest. It's just like a arrow that kind of is pointing in one direction.
Are there any other treats left for me by the world?
Nope, they're just making sure that you have a place to sleep and stuff to eat.
All right, I guess I'm going to go in the opposite direction of the arrow.
Are you? You're just gonna go deeper into the universe?
But she's
Yeah,
not gonna
I mean, if I
find
don't find
anything.
anything,
No
I'm
matter
gonna
where
turn
you go, you don't really find anything. And
Okay.
it seems like the universe is just reacting to you. Like it'll make sure that you have food and water and a place to sleep.
Does the
and-
same hammock and stream appear every night?
No, it may not be a hammock and stream every time, but it's some form of place to sleep, some form of getting water, and that the horse can get water. And
Now, are these landmarks going to just exist in the world now?
you don't know if
That's
they
interesting.
just
Well, I guess I
disappear
will
or
know
happens when
they're
she's
only
there
because
for a
I
moment
travel
back.
out for 3 days,
Okay.
and then I.
After 3 days, you guys might get a little concerned.
Yeah, we're concerned.
Anyways, after 3 days, I'm coming home.
Okay.
Do
All right.
Are those landmarks still
So
there?
is
as I
this
come
like
back?
no, they're not there. Was this like a I
kinda
want to be
just-
alone minute?
I mean, it probably was like a little bit of a sorting through everything that kind of happened and sorting
Okay.
through her own reasons of like
Mhm.
wanting to save the universe or wanting to go home or not go home, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, she becomes satisfied and decides to turn around and come back the other way.
But by this time, you are much better at riding a horse.
Very proficient, yeah.
Yes. In fact,
I
I would
come
say
in, like,
that's your
blazing.
horse. now.
Awesome.
So you can name it and everything.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome if you had a horse, tattoo a heart on your horse, and his name's Dolly or something, and
It's gonna go with
All right.
silver.
that works.
Hi ho, Silver.
Exactly.
All right.
We
Where you been?
we kind of lost track of you. You went on a little trip, huh?
I seem to remember you guys went on a little trip yourself one time.
Not for the whole week.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it, Hondo.
No, and that's
Oh.
that's fine. I know there's shit, but
She pats him on the shoulder and walks by.
Wow. Okay.
that works. That works.
I'm the only one
Wow.
without a freaking horse.
So you guys need to have dinner before we.
Oh
start
yeah,
the
that's
mission.
right.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Copernicus is going to sit down to dinner with you, and so is
Does he have to?
Charles and Bubda. I mean, not Charles. Damn it.
Henry.
Henry and
Discuss
Bubda.
Charles.
And I think
you in
even
charge?
Rex is going to sit down with
Rex
you
is going to
guys.
be there. Sweet.
Yeah, did he finally come out of his?
Yeah, he came out to kind of see how the other half is living in nowhere. After a while, things just get boring.
What kind of things?
All things. Whoever said too much of anything is too much is brilliant.
That's sort of what somebody said once.
Too much is
Oi!
too much.
Don't like the looks of you, Wexler.
They're everywhere though. So.
Hell, they're everywhere.
I was just about to say good evening, but I'll rescind that.
You never said it though. There's no rescinding needed.
Hondo's been reading a lot of books.
There's no need for that recession, okay?
Big $5 word over here.
It's smart dough now.
Somebody give me the freaking menu.
You did it, Charles. You did it.
I talked back to him, yeah.
No, you talked back intelligently.
Oh, right, all right.
Menu. Angie brings over the menus. There's like a big long table. They like put tables together like they do in restaurants.
It's like a big family dinner.
It is. It's like a family dinner, sort of. Here are your choices. So Angie hands out menus.
For those that don't know, the Cafe Nowhere dinner menu available to see on Reddit, reddit.com/r/tales of nowhere. Players aren't allowed to look at it, but listeners can submit ideas for food that change our appearance, mental state, physical state, just something
Actions.
about us. Yeah. So that they can have some kind of influence on the story. And every arc, before we leave, will partake of a food item that us as players have no idea what it's going to do. And we're still experimenting with how to dull it out. But
It's a really fun way to take input from the listeners.
Interact
Yeah.
with the listeners.
Interact with
yeah.
the listeners, yeah.
Put your little mark on Tales of Nowhere.
yeah, last
Make
time,
mom dough.
Make mom dough. I think episode 25 is the last time we did it, and it was freaking insane. This time we're gonna try it to a little less frequently, so everybody will be affected at a different time during the arc. But it can happen any time during the arc, so it just doesn't all happen up front. And yeah, so we'll say the menu item that we're eating tonight and who made it, but you won't know the effect unless you go onto the Reddit or wait until it appears in the episode.
Just a little disclaimer, like I did last time, I might have changed some of the effects from what it shows in the subreddit, just because some of them were too severe or too big for the universe that they're going to. And in fact, this time I've left some of the options out just because they would not work in the next universe you go to. So, are you guys ready for the menu items?
Yeah.
Excited. Let's do this.
You don't know what will happen
At all right now.
Until it does. And then we're
Until
forced
it
to role
does.
play that aspect of the food.
I'm gonna go for pixie dust.
Pixie dust. All right, for dessert.
Hondo's going to go for the I can be your angel devil's food cake.
Gosh, that's going to be a hard one. Okay.
Or is it going to be great?
Alex
Is it?
is good. I think he gets his role playing ability from
Oh,
his
I am
mother.
going to see where they're from. So the pixie dust is from Kangaroo. The I can be your angel devil food cake, also from Kangaroo.
Oh.
Dang.
So far, there's been 2 desserts chosen.
Okay, then I'll do the 4 and 20 blackbird pie.
4 and 20 blackbird is Kangaroo. I think all the new ones were by Kangaroo.
Well, good for
Okay.
her.
It's like a meat pie, apparently. It's just like a chicken pot pie, only
Yeah.
not chicken meat. But it tastes amazing.
This tastes amazing.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
Have you ever had bird?
Stop
Sorry.
eating. I haven't gotten mine yet.
It's rude.
Hey, do you guys remember what happened last time we ate before
yeah,
we
but
left?
there's no way Copernicus would let that happen
Twice?
again, right?
No.
No way.
Copernicus is
He's
laughing
sitting
in
at
the
the
corner.
table. He just looks around innocently and he's like, I have no control over this. What the food is going to be like in the universe.
I'm going to eat it anyway. Under any other circumstance, I would go with Wexler whiskey, but Isaac is having sort of a crisis of identity.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go with the In Memoriam.
In memory rum.
In Memory Rum.
That's so fun.
Who submitted that one?
That was submitted by Team Nino. So Kieran got a dessert. Hondo got a dessert. Thane got a main course. Isaac got a drink.
Can I pick a main course, a dessert, and a drink? Just see what the
I
hell
would make
happens.
you all do that,
Yeah.
but then we would be doing weird stuff
Forever.
Yeah.
And we'd run out of things this turn.
Yeah, it's true. So, the rest of you got just normal main courses and drinks and things if you didn't get, and then desserts. So you don't know what exactly about the meal will interact with you,
If anything,
if anything.
Hmm.
As you guys are having dinner, Copernicus is like, I asked for a special dinner tonight because in the morning I have a new universe for you to go to.
Yay.
I feel like you have had enough time to recover. You are here now with me, and
Some of us got lost.
yeah.
I didn't get lost.
Some of us got a little bit of cabin fever.
Some of us got a little
Is
bit
Rex
rock
eating
and
with
roll.
us?
Rex is eating with you. He also ordered the 4 and 20 blackbird
Oh,
pie.
damn it.
And he's washing it down with in memory rum.
But they have 0 effect in here, right?
Yeah,
Not
he'll be
It's the
fine.
infinity trigger, yeah. So Rex, what are you going to do while we're gone?
Don't rightly know. Perhaps I'll learn more about this place then. And who you people are. And what I'm doing here.
That's
Those are all really good
Good plan.
questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was basically kidnapped.
Well, we need you, buddy.
Well, this one says I'm a superhero.
Well,
yes.
Sure.
That's right.
what
I mean,
Whatever, yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
did.
She did
you
say
did
that.
to him, remember?
Did I actually say like the
Yes.
words?
Yeah, you
All
did.
right,
You
yeah.
did say the words.
Okay.
And she's rat. Yeah, you are a superhero.
Well, you can be.
Are.
Yeah, you
But
got to
it's up
do
to
something
you.
You
first.
can be. You have to do something, yeah.
No, he's our superhero. He's a superhero to us.
No,
In our
he's-
hearts.
No, he tried to kill us.
No.
Kidnapped.
he's-
Oh, well, you're not
Bradley.
upset about that, are you? That was business.
I'm just saying that Superman wouldn't, try to kill us.
Of course not. I'm not
Depends on the
Superman. I'm one
director.
of the,
That's true.
one of the cool superheroes. Like, what's that bloke dressed like a bat? Batman.
Yeah, be the man that's a bat.
Is he a good one?
I've worked with him. He sucks.
Look,
He's so full
I'm
of himself.
trying here, but you're going to have to give me something. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I've never been outside of, my universe.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Do you know there's a couple other people, probably only one that you can rely on, that is in a very specific situation like yours. Right, Henry?
Charles? Well, I mean, of course, yes. If you were looking to maybe change your image to something more,
Cool.
shall we say, moral, I wouldn't mind teaching you. I could give you some books to read.
You can read A Tale of Two
Books?
Cities.
Ain't nobody want to read books. Can't you teach me how to be like, I don't know, a superhero?
You read books, you
It
gotta
all
read
start-
up.
It all starts with the books.
Oh no, it's boring.
Yeah, but that's how you start.
You know, they do say knowledge is power.
You got to crawl before you can walk.
Oh, right. How many more cliches are you going to throw at me before I just say, oh, right?
How many roads must a man walk down?
And I'm sure.
You know what, Rex? I'll tell you what. You do what Henry says. He leads you in the right direction because Henry, he is a superhero. Where he comes from, he saved the world on, I'm not going to say a daily basis, but I'm sure he did it quite a few times.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Henry just kind of shakes his head and
He's
kind of shrugs his shoulders a bit, like he's counting,
blushes a little
like
bit.
he's counting in his head the number of times that he's had to slay demons or stop apocalypses, something like that.
So
Anyway.
you learn from him, taking everything he has to give you. And yeah, there's going to be homework. I'm sorry. I don't like homework either, but it's going to happen.
Oh,
And when I
right.
get back, I'll take you through a crash course.
Really? So I learned from this old bloke, no offence, and I pass all his little exams or whatever, and then you personally are going to take me somewhere to be superhero.
You know, I
That
haven't
sounds
worked
right.
out.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think that's a great idea.
Just do it. Yeah.
All right, done deal.
And he goes over to Henry. And he's like,
What are you waiting for, geezer? Let's hero up.
Let the man finish his dinner first.
Yeah.
okay.
I expect manners when I get back. At least some form,
It's
because you've
getting
got
more
zero.
difficult every day.
So he like just sits back in his chair and pouts, like folds his arms and puts his legs up and just
Loads of people kidnap me, keep me here.
You know what else you need to think
Batman.
of while I'm gone?
What's that?
You need to start thinking of a hero name.
oh, you've reinvigorated it.
Yeah. You definitely have.
Oh, yeah. I know. I
No,
need one
no,
of them
don't tell
fancy
me.
suits, too. Like,
Well, we'll work on that. You got to graduate first.
I just don't want to, lose my signature Rexness,
Rexman.
my natural charisma.
Uncanny Rex.
Well, you think about how to balance that out while being a productive, protective person of society.
Charles actually just kind of sighs and he like looks at you, Kieran, and you, Charles, and he's like,
And I want to personally thank you for making me a part of this.
Hey, you're Alfred. Do you know,
Yeah.
do you know who
Alfred.
that is?
It's
No, I don't exactly know who Alfred
Batman.
is.
Sounds like you have some reading to do too.
in that section I'm not allowed in.
Which one of the sections am I allowed in?
you guys eat, the dinner's good, you guys have a night, and then Copernicus lets you know that in the morning you will be leaving.
Okay, let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's get there.
All right.
You guys sleep, you get there into the lab the next morning, you guys are all ready to go, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And then he walks in and he's like,
Oh, one little thing I forget to tell you. There is possibility you will not be pulling weapons out of the infinite trunk when you get there.
Why?
I need my weapons.
I like my
It
gun.
may not be appropriate.
Remember you gave me that nice gun that doesn't have to be reloaded?
Yes,
I really
believe,
like that gun.
It may not be okay for you to have gone in this world. It might make you more conspicuous than you generally are going to be.
This is a gunless world.
I'm taking mine. right here on my holster.
All right, everybody have rings?
Do we?
Do we?
Oh shit. That would be nice.
yeah, he just pulls out some more rings out of a drawer.
He just has a drawer full
He
of
has
them
a
now.
room full of
A ring
rings.
drawer.
Special rings now because you guys have made it multifunctional. So yeah, he slaps the TST on your wrist.
Whose wrist?
Isaac.
Mine. His grandsons.
He's always playing favorites.
Yes.
Hondo under his breath goes, teacher's pet.
Isaac's got a new, like, specifically tiger stripe ring now.
Yeah,
I apply decal.
Because you are now a fierce tiger like your granddad, like your grandfather.
Just like your granddad.
Cool.
Just the shine in his eyes.
It's the eye of the tiger.
You sure are happy about
Thrill of
this.
the fight. So you guys all get your rings. He kind of ushers you up onto the pad portion of the infinity trigger. He goes back to his control panel, and there's all the power-up sounds and the electric sparks that go on when he activates the machine. And in the ring above you, the holographic projectors have started up, shuffling through universe after universe. till it lands on a picture that looks like the woods, kind of looks like a forest.
Hey, Copernicus, we might have been here before.
Yeah, see, looks the same.
I would remember, and you would remember.
What does that mean?
What? I'm scared.
Don't distract me. You don't want to end up in another universe.
We're having a conversation while we're being triggered.
He has to push the button.
Yeah, he's still preparing everything. So the holographic image above you guys in the hoop starts to solidify until it just looks like a chunk of earth.
And he's like, as always, do not hold on to anything else or each other.
And then he hits the button. The hammer falls down. It falls right through you, the chunk of earth. And suddenly you guys are standing in a dirt parking lot right outside a fence made of like natural wood posts. And there's just the fragrant smell of pine in the air. There's the distant sound of tweeting birds. There's just sunshine. A archway has, like fashioned out of rope and twigs, the words Camp Kanky Wampus.
Kanky Wampus.
Kanky Wampus.
That's Kanky
Not
Wampus.
kinky, kanky with a C.
Kanky Wampus.
Kanky Wampus. And off to the side of that, there is a banner that says, "Welcome back, campers." And underneath that, it says, "Summer Season 1986. Immediately, you guys notice each other first. Are children. Children in the 1980s going to summer camp, presumably. You guys have duffel bags and like you're wearing matching t-shirts that say Camp Kanky Wampus on them.
Oh my gosh.
Green t-shirts with like, so I picture them like the green cotton, just normal t-shirts, but like the neck band thing. What do they call it?
Oh,
collar?
The collar.
The collar is like a darker green.
Oh, cool.
And then the darker green words that say Camp
Oh,
Kanky
yeah.
Wampus in some sort of
Totally.
like
And then darker
80s.
green right here.
On the
80s,
sleeve.
yeah, darker, and
Yeah.
the 80s font.
Nice.
Yeah. And you guys are now in Tales from the Loop.
Isaac, you're short again.
Camp Kanky Wampus? What the? Oh my god, we're 12!
Why?
I'm 12 years old, I just remembered.
You remembered.
I remember.
Oh, yeah. Now I have too.
Oh
Look at your hat, Hondo, it's made of felt.
Ah, crap. Hondo takes it off and looks at it.
It's got one of those color ropes.
This makes me so happy.
And Hondo isn't sure if he wants to put it back on because he would not call this hat rope.
Nice hat, Hondo.
It's just a hat
Psych.
now.
no. I brandish my sword, which is now wooden. What is this?
You guys are freaking out in the parking lot. I love it.
Hondo throws his hat on the ground and goes for his gun to try and shoot it.
It's gone.
And there's nothing there.
And there's a stunning lack of Infinitrunk.
I pull out my laser pistol and from the inside of my jacket, not my holster. And when I pull the trigger, it just generates sparks in a little tiny plastic bubble.
Yeah, it's one of those whirly
Yeah.
toy guns.
And I just throw the sucker on the ground.
What the hell? Make it work.
I know, right?
Shoot my stupid hat. Hondo throws it.
Jump
and
on it.
I want it to land on one of the letters. Kinky Wampus.
You tried to throw it
Can
up
I
there?
do that?
He just throws it in
That's
anger.
a skill
You
check.
can try, yeah.
Okay, I need...
Skill checks work by rolling the amount of d6 that you have in the skill and the attribute combined.
Would that be my body, tech, heart, or mind?
Well, it depends on the skill. The
Yeah,
skill will
body.
tell
Oh,
you
sorry,
which
skill.
what the attribute is.
Sneak, force, move, tinker, program, calculate,
Force, right?
Yeah, I think that's
Tinker,
more the
actually.
athletic one is force.
force.
So I'm going to say, yeah, it's maybe a force one.
I get my body dice and my skill, or my
Yeah,
attribute and my
Both
skill.
of those combined make your dice pool. You only use d6s in this game. Successes are a 6. Everything else is a failure. The number of 6s you get determines how successful you are in the action.
Okay.
You usually only need one unless it's like super hard.
Yeah.
So your dice pool is just your skill plus your attribute. There are ways to get additional dice, none of which you are using right now.
Okay, so I'm going to use body, which is, I have 4,
Yeah.
and then force, which is 2, so I'm going to use 6.
Okay.
6.
And I'm going to say it's a normal difficulty.
Okay.
So you have to get one success.
One.
How
I
many
got
do you
2 successes.
have? All right, cool.
Successes.
So yeah,
they
you
call
just
them.
throw it up there and it just sits on top of one of the letters on the archway.
After it does, I'm like, oh crap, and I pick up my gun off the ground. I'm like, Hondo, these are still our stuff. This is just translated.
It can stay there for now.
Stays there the
And
whole
Hondo
time.
puts his hands on his hip and just stands there all pissed. Like he's throwing a little bit of a fit.
Wow, you're pretty good at throwing.
Shucks. I guess.
The hell's the matter with you guys?
No. What's the matter with you? That
You
nice
guys-
laser gun.
Your minds actually start flooding a little bit with the fake memories that you have here in this world. So when Copernicus triggered you into this world, he triggered you into fake lives of a child that's been lived up to this point. Not an actual child like you went into their body.
Not
it's as
quantum
if you
leaping.
had lived
As
here
if.
since childhood.
Yeah.
At one point, your parents dropped you off here, or you
So I
took
like
the
turn
bus.
around and they're driving away.
Well, there's a bunch of other kids in the parking lot as well, like coming to camp. A lot of kids who haven't seen each other in a while. They're like, "Oh, hi," and they start hugging, like the girls, and then the guys are like, "Oh,
Losers.
yeah, losers." Yeah, you guys remember coming to this camp, actually. Well, those of you who are 12
Mm-hmm.
remember coming to this camp for 2 years now. This is like your third year here,
Okay.
I'm 11, so this is my second year.
second year here.
Kinky Wampus, round 2!
Kanky Wampus.
Kinky Wampus.
So, Kanky Wampus. Here's how
Never
I came to
get that
Kanky
right.
Wampus. You guys
Skanky
ready for
Wampus.
that?
Kinky Wampus.
I wanted something that sounded vaguely Native American, but definitely was not. So in my mind,
You won.
in my mind, I won.
That was good.
So I was thinking ski wampus.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know? And then I'm like, wait, what is that the real word? Because I've heard it ski wampus and I've heard it skitty wampus. So I'm like, I better look this up. So I look it up. And it's actually neither of those originally. Originally, the word was catawampus, which people then, I don't know why, turned it into kitty wampus, and then it just branched out into all different ones. Skitty wampus, ski wampus, like there's all these other wampuses.
Yeah, I've heard ski wampus before too.
So when I look
Wampus
it
has
up,
gotta
they're
be
all
the
the
most
same thing.
common.
They all mean the same thing. But when I looked it up, there's this whole list of other things that people have turned it into, and the funniest one on the list
Kinky Wampus.
was Kanky Wampus.
Are you kidding
With a
me?
C, Kanky. Some adults start approaching from out of the camp, and they are wearing the same T-shirts you guys are, only in adult forms, and the addition of a little thing that says staff on it. Except for the one guy is wearing very close to like a military kind of outfit. It's not as like
Playful?
camouflage. There we
Official.
go. Okay, it's not like
Oh, I
camouflage.
see. Okay.
And he's wearing like one of those ranger hats or whatever. Immediately, you guys
Drill bit Taylor.
recognize him,
Uh-oh.
and you recognize him as William McCarthy, but everyone calls him the sergeant. He is the camp director of Camp Kanky Wampus, owner and director.
Okay.
So everyone just calls him the sergeant. You guys all know him as the sergeant. The other adults around him are most likely camp counselors.
Okay.
What kind of feelings do we have towards this guy?
Yeah.
This is our third and second year.
You guys actually like the sergeant a lot. He seems like he really is into making sure the kids have fun at the camp, but he does seem a little bit more military-like. That's why they call him the sergeant. But he's not like angry military. He does like things orderly, but he's not going to yell at you and make you drop and give him 20. He's a little older.
My problem in my character sheet, because we all have to have one,
Yes.
my obstacle stopping me from doing the things that I need to do. I put a vigilant camp security guard. Is that
Yes.
have you taken that into account, or am I responsible for?
I will have one.
Okay.
Now that because this game, more so than any other game we've played, relies on cooperation.
Bandits.
It's when you both are inventing. What's it called? Not
I
cooperation.
know.
Yes,
It's
collaboration.
Collaboration.
Team building.
Yes, it's collaboration. I'm supposed to give you guys opportunities to create the world just as much as I do. Not just as much, but
yeah.
elements of
Actually,
it.
that didn't happen,
sure.
Josh.
Actually, no.
We're not at summer camp.
We
So
decided.
I had to add a camp
Security guard.
security guard.
Yeah. You know, in Heavyweights, how Ben Stiller like finds all the secret hidden compartments
Yeah.
with all the
Mhm.
stuff in it. He's
Mhm.
sort of like that, but
The candy.
less intense.
Yes. Like a Barney Fife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I love
perfect.
that.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think Thane runs up to William McCarthy a little bit and says, Thane DJ reporting for Dirty Star!
Welcome back,
A little
Private.
tongue-in-cheek. You can tell he's making fun
Yeah.
of him a little bit.
And he knows you guys do it. He doesn't care. He salutes back.
Plays
He's
along.
Like, at ease, soldier.
And I run over and start climbing the Camp Kanky Wampus sign,
Dude.
trying to get Honda's hat.
The rest of the kids, he's like, all right, line up, children. Everybody line up. And so, yeah, the kids kind of fall in like they have in years past. And he says something. see if this works. And he goes, wampus, wampus, wahoo! And all the other kids and you guys instinctively go, wampus, wampus, wahoo! All right.
Is it just a woo, or do we say?
Yeah, he says wampus, wampus, wahoo, and then
And we
everyone
say
else is
wahoo
supposed
back.
to say wahoo.
Oh, just
I
wahoo.
messed it up. I messed it up.
I messed it
McCarthy.
up
I
too.
messed it up too, but
Well, work on that, privates.
rat. It's third year. We should know this stuff. But
Welcome back, everybody, to another year of Camp Kanky Wampus.
Whoa!
sorry.
Like, we got some new counselors this year, and I really hope that you guys get along with them. Please listen for your name and what cabin you'll be assigned to.
This is so cool.
is so
This is
good.
amazing.
It's like, over here we got... And he names one of the counselors. I didn't get a name for this.
Billy.
Billy. Billy!
Billy.
And he is going to be head of the Red Squirrel Cabin. Derek Winters, Ricky Gilbert, Todd Jensen, Mitch Wolf. And so these four
Mitch
guys
Wolf?
kind of walk
Cool
away.
name.
That's a cool name.
As
Damn.
one walks
Wolf
past,
Pack.
actually, as one walks past, he jabs at you,
Thane.
with his
Well,
shoulder.
he better be pretty
Oh,
tall
no,
because
you're
I'm up on
climbing
the
up.
sign.
All right, Hondo, he hits you.
All right.
He intentionally like shoulder checks you as he walks by, and he's like, "Get out of my way, nerd."
Hick.
All right. Excuse me.
And I do a little ow. Wolf
Actually,
pack.
so Sergeant McCarthy sees what you're doing, climbing up there, but he chooses to ignore it.
Yeah, he does.
And going with, and he names some other counselor. This one's a female counselor. He's like, and going in the Sago Lily cabin, Diana Taylor.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I'm not going by that anymore. That's my secret identity. I would really appreciate it if you don't just spread that information around. I'm Kieran.
Okay, some of the other girls are like giggling as they look at you, and they're like pointing and whispering, and some of the
I
other
do
guys
not
are-
even care.
Yeah, she
and you're wearing
doesn't.
the mask.
I am wearing the mask.
Diana Taylor, is that you?
Sir, do you understand what a secret identity is?
What's wrong with your face?
So clearly the child has taken over and
I anticipate that Honda was going slowly into the
Yeah.
child, but Thane's just like
No,
there.
I'm all up in
All
there.
right. It appears by a roll of the dice that the sergeant has a sense of letting children be the free spirits they are.
Oh, he's a little hippie. Okay.
Well, I apologize. In the Seagull Lily cabin, under counselor
Troy.
Susie.
Molly Gibson, and you look over and
Dang it.
there's this woman with like, she's got like kind of wavy brown hair, and she's got a cigarette, and she's just like smoking it, and she looks very unexcited to be.
How old does she look?
She looks like a maybe really young 20s.
Okay.
The Sago
Yeah.
Lily
The
cabin.
Sago Lily
The
cabin.
women
So
cabins
glad
are
I'm
named
not
after flowers, and the
Oh.
boy cabins are named after woodland creatures.
Sexist as hell.
Yeah.
It's the 80s.
What can you do?
Free
Isn't
pass.
sexist? And so he points over at this girl. She's very like attractive, and she's just sitting there smoking a thing. She's got like the hem of the shirt tied up in one corner,
Yeah,
like in a knot.
perfect.
So it's like a midriff looking thing, and she's got like this jacket on, this leather jacket. In the Sago Lily cabin, we have Kieran, Tiffany
Thank you,
Stacy
sir.
Bonet, Betty McNichols, and Ashley Moore.
Betty McNichols.
Which one are we going to see again?
I'm not writing all these down, but maybe I
Do we
should.
need to?
Tiffany Stacy Bonet.
Yeah.
Bon-
So one of the girls, very like blonde hair with the side ponytail with the bangs that are like combed up into the giant wall, staggers over by Molly Gibson. She does not look very happy with her assignment at all. You do recognize her as Tiffany Stacy Bonet.
I see you didn't get your stick removed, Tiffany.
Oh, got you good. Whatever, Diana. Did a kindergartner make that mask for you?
You certainly couldn't have.
You're like totally the opposite of what I wanted in my cabin this year. There's no way we're going to win the cabin count off.
We, like, totally are going to. You need to have faith.
Whatever. Now that over there, that's who I wanted in my cabin. And she points over at this like refrigerator built of a girl with like blonde braids on each side, and it's just like this stone-faced little girl that's towering over everyone else. And you recognize her as Ingrid Blumstein.
The mountain.
Ingrid Blumstein.
mountain.
The sergeant goes on. He's all, in the Bluebell's cabin, we have under the... And he names whoever the counselor is for them. And he's all, Marcy Savage, Janice Maxwell, Darla Angel Hooch, and Ingrid Blumstein.
You got the hooch.
You got the hoot.
The 4 boys that were put in the Red Squirrel cabin, you guys recognize, like they every year
They win.
They win.
they win, and they every year hate you guys.
Every
I
year, did they
assume-
have the red squirrel cabin?
Every year they
is
have the
Mitch
Red
wa-
Squirrel cabin.
Are
And
we
every-
going to be the dragon
Usually
cabin?
you guys get the same cabins year after year. Sometimes people come and go, like they don't go to camp that year.
So is Mitch Wolf the leader?
He is now.
Oh, and do we call him the Wolf Pack?
You can.
Ooh,
I
that's
love
really
it.
good.
All right.
The wolf pack and the
The
squirrel
wolf
cabin.
pack of the
In
Red
Squirrel Cabin. Yeah.
You know what they say? They're just wolves in squirrels' clothing.
Classic saying in this world.
Everyone says it.
So he's been on a megaphone up to this point, the sergeant. And he walks over, actually he puts like a hand over the back of the megaphone instead of letting go of the trigger for some reason, and it makes like the microphone feedback squeal sound. And he walks over to Molly Gibson. He's like, Molly, do you think you could put out the cigarette? We're in front of children.
You got to be an example for us, Missus.
She's like, yeah, you're going to be fun. So she takes the megaphone away from the sergeant, and she goes, attention, kids, don't smoke, it's stupid. And then she hands the microphone back to the sergeant and takes another long drag on her cigarette. And then she looks at him like, is that enough? Is that good? And he just kind of rolls his eyes and goes back, and he's like, and in the woodchuck cabin, we have
Who's the,
Isaac Wexler.
who's the leader? Who's our head?
Oh, your leader
He's
under J.B. Hamefield.
JB Hayfield.
JB Hayfield.
So at first, here's the thing.
Is this Hondo's dad?
Yeah, I know.
I'll explain in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, Haimfeld.
Okay.
Isaac Wexler, Thane Diedrich, Charlie Hondo, and Skip Benson.
Skippy.
Skip.
Good old Skippy.
Oh,
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck.
I run over and I'm just like, hey, JB, what up?
You guys immediately recognize JB actually as Joe Bob. But
Yes!
he does not. He looks a lot less slackerish than Joe Bob did.
Oh, crap.
He looks a lot more into like athletics and like, hey dudes, we're gonna have a heck of a year, right?
In that case,
yeah.
my kid memory and my actual memory short circuit, and I'm like, hey, JB, what at the hell? Hey!
How's it? It's Joe Bob. Hey, what's up, Joe Bob? How's it going?
Whoa, Joe Bob. No one's called me that since probably birth.
All right.
Dude,
Joe Bob is my father.
how'd you even know my name?
I looked it up.
Yeah, you told us last year,
Yeah.
don't you remember?
Remember when we were telling secrets at that one night?
Uh-huh, yep.
Yeah,
When
except
you were
for
drunk?
this is my first year here, dude.
Then why do we know you?
We just
Pretty gnarly, right?
Right.
dude.
Yep, it's gnarly, JB.
All right, memories haven't settled yet. This is horribly
well,
confusing.
Dude, just call me JB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
JB.
Hey, JB.
JB.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great year. We're gonna win that cabin countdown, right, little dudes?
That's
We
all
never
we
have
want to
before,
do.
so
Too good.
Yeah.
we're gonna try.
Yeah.
It all depends on Skip.
I tug on the sergeant's clothing.
Uh-huh.
You know, sir, you know it'd be very radical of you and really forward thinking. Is if you decided that like this whole gender separation thing wasn't a problem anymore because like I mean Justice doesn't even know a gender. I should be a woodchuck.
He just laughs. He's like, now, Kieran, you know I'm gonna get in trouble if I start letting you kids shack up with each other. I'm afraid this rule's gonna have to stay.
I'm pretty sure she has a note for this. Or permission from her parents.
My mom gave me some kind of note. Do you want to read this note? It probably says something about how, you know, gender is just like a social contract.
And it's just like a list of all of her allergies.
Somewhere, Molly Gibson is just taking an extra long drag on her cigarette and rolling her eyes.
I'm curious about Skip.
Yeah, Skip is.
Yeah, what does
it's
Skip
like-
look like?
It's his first. You guys have never seen him at camp before. This is
Okay.
his first year.
So he's 10?
He's 10. He's short. He's kind of scrawny.
Oh, great. We got
He's
stuck with
blonde.
Chip?
He's more
Skip.
of a dirty blonde than Isaac's more of a strawberry
Red.
blonde.
Mhm.
Like, hey guys, my name's Skip. I am well aware that I have a lisp, so sorry about that. And but hopefully we can just be friends still.
Hey,
This is gonna be terrible for Josh to do.
Yeah.
not a problem at all, Skip. We all have our stuff, right? Welcome to the Woodchucks.
Thanks.
You know what else have lisps?
Shut up, Thane.
What were you gonna say?
Isaac's catching on to this kind of thing.
Nothing.
I love that.
Skip, I'm sure that's something that might be, you might be able to fix. Don't even worry about it.
Or, like we've heard before, it could make you who you are, more individual.
Something like that.
Like the Tomato Man.
You definitely won't be made fun of in your future.
He really doesn't know what to say.
Anyway, hi, Skip.
Thanks.
It's good to meet you.
I'm Isaac. Hey, I'm Isaac. This is Hondo.
All right.
Hattie.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, Hondo.
Hattie. This is Thane.
Woodchucks!
Woodchuck!
Oh, he loves camp. Apparently.
Yes, he really
Apparently.
likes camp.
I guess.
Did you
Hey,
get Hondo's hat?
You guys want a hack? Some sack?
Sack? Is that what we can call it?
Yeah,
let's do
and
that.
I toss it to Hondo.
A hacky sack.
And I just like intuitively know just to kick it
It's
back.
instinct.
It's-
Kicks
yeah.
in.
Instinctively.
Are we going to have to roll for that?
No, we're
Force,
just playing
buddy.
a game.
Force?
We can if you want.
I've just played hacky sack before. It needs a skill roll.
Okay.
Well, you haven't, but the kid probably has.
Oh,
from
that's
last year.
true. That's a good point.
That's
All
why
right.
I'm saying maybe instinctively.
It's our annual pre-orientation hacky sack game.
That's right. We do this every year.
Oh, dude! Hack! Yeah!
JB,
Let's get in the circle, dudes!
you fellow hacker?
Yeah, dude!
Nice.
Tubular!
You guys hacky sack for a while.
Okay. I thought I wasn't sure you were going to make
Skip
this roll.
sucks
How is
at it.
Skip?
Skip is just the most uncoordinated boy you've ever seen.
Dang
Does
it.
he have any bruises yet? From Because that's how you play hack, right? Whoever misses, you have to throw it at the person.
It's
who
different
throws
games.
catches
The
it.
red squirrel cabin does walk past you, and he's like, "See you later, losers!"
You know what squirrels eat? Nuts!
Hondo laughs at that. Hilarious.
So we got some time before dinner, little dudes, and then the fireside opening ceremony. So let's go check out the cabin.
Sure, right. Yeah, lead the way.
Yeah, I mean, we've been there before, but hey, it's your first time, right?
We'll give you the tour.
I
give
mean,
you
I've
the
been
tour.
here for a couple weeks to make sure everything was fine.
Oh no,
so-
no, JB. We'll give you the tour. there's some things about Cabin Woodchuck that you may not know.
You got a lot to learn, kiddo.
Back at the Sago Lily cabin, Tiffany Stacy Bonet immediately, like when she gets in the room, just jumps on a bed and she's like, "This one's totally mine. I call." And
Yeah, that's nice.
legally binding or some junk.
Is
I
this
don't think that
dust?
falls anywhere near
know,
justice, but that's fine.
But that's fine.
It seems dust-esque.
I find a top bunk and I climb up to it and I plunk myself down.
All right. Molly Gibson's there with her cigarette, and she's just like, "Some beds over there, food later."
What are your plans for this summer?
Molly's like, "My plans for the summer is to get paid to watch children."
Yeah, but what kind of fun plans do you got planned for us? What kind of activities? What are you going to bring to the camp this year? I'm very excited to know.
Yeah. I'll get back to you on that.
Oh, you remind me of somebody.
Tiffany actually starts pulling some things out of her bag and putting them into the drawers. And one of the items she pulls out of one of the bags is a stack of comic books labeled as The Magical Menagerie Girls,
Oh my gosh.
a title that is very familiar to you.
Well, there are two parts of me that are probably shrieking.
Yes. Very clearly, prominently displayed is Aura Angelica in her pretty pink outfit, followed by the rest of the magical girls on each of the comic books.
I practically leap off of the top bunk.
Okay.
Probably not gracefully. Let's be honest.
All right.
Getting used to this weird body. So I throw myself off at the top bunk. Where did you get those?
Wow. I bought them from the store.
And you're like a fan? You're like into this? Is this a really popular series?
Have you never heard of the Magical Menagerie Girls?
I mean, I've heard a few things.
It's like Betty, Ashley, the other two girls that are with her. And she's like, what's your name? Diana?
It's Kieran.
So, like, you're into this?
I gesture to my everything.
Well, if you're so smart, then you can name all of the magical girls.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes, I can.
And she crosses her arms like she doubts you, and she's waiting.
Well, I mean, you know, they're led by the wonderful, beautiful, fearless our Angelica. She's the best, obviously. And then there's just, you know, Honey Heavenly, so sweet and tender. She kind of is the glue of the group. Maggie Melody, Bonnie Brilliance, is that what we went with?
Bonnie Brilliant.
Bonnie Brilliance, and oh shoot, what was the last one? Oh, Gal Glimmer.
And she's like,
They get
All right.
progressively worse.
yes, they do. And you
They're
go into
definitely
great
the
detail
B-list.
about like each character and everything, and she actually seems kind of impressed. She's like, so which like magical girl are you?
I personally identify with probably Ara a little bit more. What about,
It's weird, right?
what about you?
I kind of like Gal Glimmer because she's badass.
She is really badass.
Okay, I can work with you. So let's talk about the camp a little bit in the spirit of collaboration.
Yes, let's.
Oh.
So,
fun.
Great.
what kind of things are at the camp?
Cabins.
Cabins,
A lake.
obviously.
Definitely
gotta
a
be
lake.
a lake.
So the
We've
lake, I
identified-
have a cool lake name. So there is a lake where they do, I assume, water sports.
Yeah.
What
Is it
kind
Lake
of water
Skanky
sports? What do you guys want?
Don't do
Not the
that.
kinky kind.
I was
The
going to do Lake
kinky wampus
Lake,
kind.
Lake Tortuga.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Tortuga.
Yeah.
Tortuga is Spanish
Turtle.
for yeah.
Yeah. Like whereabouts are we? Do
Yeah,
you-
where are we?
What state?
So you guys are
Where are
near a
we?
lake in the mountains.
Okay, mountains, okay.
I didn't come up with a state per se.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Colorado.
Generically,
Montana?
Western United States.
Generically,
Ooh, Montana
yes.
is
in
good.
Yeah.
The Rocky Mountains somewhere. Or
Rocky Mountains.
Montana.
I like
That's
it.
good.
There we
Okay. What kind of things do they do at the camp?
I'm trying to
Archery.
remember. Yeah, archery. That's what I was
Archery.
trying to.
An obstacle course.
Obstacle course, yeah.
Yeah.
With the tires and everything.
Yep. Tires and
A big old campfire.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that stupid climbing rope that everyone has
Yep.
to climb to the top of, or they feel bad.
Yeah.
And a sharing stick.
Like
Oh, yeah,
boondoggle
crafts.
making.
Craft corner,
or-
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like Spence said, a big ass fire for everyone to be able to, like, with
Oh yeah.
rock rows around, or rock circles around it that people can sit on.
yeah,
Okay.
the
Like a
bleachers.
amphitheater type.
Yeah, like an
kind of
amphitheater.
thing. Yeah.
like an amphitheater. Okay.
Camp announcements.
whole team.
or-
Skits
yeah,
and
everybody.
things.
Skits.
Yeah.
Oh
Skits.
man, I love
Skits.
that idea.
Shit.
Everybody, a talent show.
It's
Camp
gonna be have to be a talent show at the
Yeah.
end.
Right? I'll put their camp
Dang
talent
it.
show.
Do we have indoor plumbing bathroom facilities type thing?
Maybe more outhouse type things.
for bathrooms?
But like modern outhouses, not like.
Just a
but
home
there is
around.
like a shower tent,
Okay.
a communal shower tent. You guys are scheduled times to use it.
Right.
There's got to be like a headquarters or like counselor housing,
Offices.
right? Like where
Like
yeah,
a
the
teacher's
offices.
lounge.
So there's like
Like a main camp building.
a camp building.
I'm
The
sure
part
they have
we're not
their
allowed
own
into.
cabin, right?
The
Like
counselors, yeah, for
cabin.
sure. But I don't know where the director.
Oh, he's got to have an office or something, right?
Yeah.
Or a trailer
Resident.
that he sleeps in.
Yeah, it probably has like a double wide already up, a prefab something on the property.
This is a pretty comfortable environment for Hondo, I imagine.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
definitely.
All rustic.
This sounds
You
so
know, they could
fun.
have,
I
like,
want to go to this
horseback.
camp right now.
I
You could
feel
have horseback
very
riding at the
cheated.
camp as well.
Horseback riding,
horses
that'd be
is
fun.
good. Can they have like
Yeah.
a mountain that people hike up to, and at
Yeah.
the top you can see the entire camp from?
There's gotta
And we
be,
have
like,
to wake up at like 3 a.m. and
To
hike
get there,
it,
yeah,
and then we
for
see
the-
the
The
sunrise.
area seems like it was maybe cleared out a little bit to make the camp, but around the camp and all around the lake is just super
Mountains.
thick wooded, tall ponderosa pine trees and things.
I was about to say TL5, but there's probably some broken down machinery
Oh, that's
just
right.
on the outskirts.
Because this is Tales from the Loop.
That's right.
I like that idea a lot.
So let me go into a little bit more for the listeners on Tales from the Loop. Tales from the Loop is a sci-fi view of the 80s. It's a reimagining of the 80s with some sci-fi elements. The story goes that after World War II, the major world powers started developing new technologies. The United States developed a particle accelerator called the Loop, which is why it's called Tales from the Loop. The Russians, they developed magnetrine hover technology. It's basically, picture a semi-truck with no wheels on it. Instead, it has these like round discs on the bottom that are angled outward a little bit, and they just fly through the air.
Like that.
But in your world, it might be like fantastical for like Hondo to see it, but the other kids, this is no big deal.
And
this
it's
is
boring.
everyday life.
Yeah.
They are constant. They're used to seeing these things flying in the air. It's just a normal occurrence.
I really like the idea of one of them having crashed into the lake
Okay.
like a while ago,
Uh-huh.
and it's been sitting there, sort of like.
All right. So there,
Oh, cool. That's
there
fun.
is a magnetrine freight, smaller one, because they actually can get pretty big. So there's a magnetrine freight vehicle that has crashed into the lake and has been there ever since.
And I'm just gonna say it: if we can somehow get past Hondo's phobia, it would be a cool place for a headquarters, which is something we have to establish
That's
as
right.
as the kids in this group.
So, United States came up with the particle accelerator, Russians developed the magnetrine, and the Japanese developed robotics. So now there are these huge robots around. Most of them are industrial use, but they don't look like people. They're utility vehicles more than they're robots that do utility things rather than being like Chaz was in Stars Without Number. They're more like the power loader from Aliens, only without a human pilot. So then the Swedish, out of left field, became a world power because they
have a loop.
developed a loop that is bigger and better than the one that the US developed. But the loop has unforeseen things where it can cause paranormal stuff to happen. All right, so then let's just come up with your hideout. Now, in the book, it says this has to happen.
Yep.
There is a hideout that you kids have that you can go to be safe. I can't do anything to you there, but you guys can initiate conflict there.
Right.
But I can't even have anyone stumble upon it, not even one of the other kids, unless you guys intentionally show them where it's at. So if you're going to use this magnetrine truck stuck at the lake, everyone's going to be able to see that.
Right.
So unless you guys have a special way of getting to it that no one else knows of or getting into it,
Like the under lake tunnel
I
that
mean,
we've been
we could
digging.
do the lost hatch. Yeah.
What if we found a hidden cave entrance that goes under the ground and it goes actually under the lake, and part of that thing had punched through the roof of it, but it's like way clogged it up.
Yeah.
But you could crawl up through it so you could get into the magnetrine from the cave.
That sounds like a super dangerous place kids would
Yeah.
play.
Super dangerous.
But, I mean, so was a tree.
No, you're right.
Tree fort
It's,
up in
it's
the-
cool. I like the
Yeah.
idea that it's like soppy and muddy and wet, a little bit leaky.
This is the
No
only.
one
This
would
is the
ever
only way you're gonna get
manage.
Hondo to
And
go
maybe
there.
maybe the tunnel under the lake is man-made from some sort of experiments or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
but you guys discovered it.
But we found it.
We found it last year.
I like the idea maybe too that the magnetrine truck's been there so long that like it's gathered enough dust that maybe some plants are actually growing.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's really
cool.
cool.
Oh,
Well, there's
yeah.
water
Or like,
and
there's
Yeah.
like-
so yeah, the underground access to the truck.
Okay.
And I guess
Right.
it's not too far into the lake because
Too long.
it would be insane if we had to walk halfway.
Right.
Yeah.
So the way this works is at the beginning of every session, I'm going to ask you guys the trademark question from the book. Does anyone have a scene they want to play out?
Right.
Because there are
Okay.
scenes that are important to the plot, and then there's scenes that are important to your characters. If you lost health, the way you regain it is by having a scene with either your anchor or some of the other kids.
Do we
Not
do we
health.
have
It's,
health?
you're
It's
trying
the
to. It's not
conditions.
health. You're trying
Oh,
to get
it's
rid of
a
your
condition.
conditions.
Yeah.
Okay.
makes
You get
sense.
fixed. Or if you guys are intentionally looking for trouble, if you're trying to start a problem, maybe not one that's important to the story, that's also a scene. If I say, if anybody wants to play out a scene, you're like, yeah, I want to start a fight with the wolf pack. Then that would be a scene that I wasn't planning on, but that we could definitely play out.
Well, he pushed me, so
True.
He pushed you intentionally.
and he's kind of been an ass.
Yep.
So
In the 3 years you've known him.
well, in the 2 minutes I've known him.
Yeah.
and three.
Well,
years,
they
I
win
think.
every
2 years.
year. They're just
They win every year, but
stuck
you
up.
guys are always a close second, and they hate you for it.
They hate us for
They're-
it.
But
They're
just so you
afraid.
know, they match a male cabin with a female cabin and make a team that compete. So it would be
Mm.
it would be the woodchucks probably paired with, because I'm just throwing this out there, the Sago Lily cabin. So JB, he's hanging out with you guys. You guys go back to the cabin,
In Woodchuck Cabin.
in the woodchuck cabin, and lets you guys unpack, talks to you guys a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, dude, is that the time? Whoa, we're supposed to be at dinner like 5 minutes ago, dude."
Already?
JB, I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Just real quick. Do you know how much wood a woodchuck chucks if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
So this is a great question. Could you answer that for me as well?
Well, so like a woodchuck, right? They're called woodchucks because they chuck wood.
And if it could,
so
how
if
much could it chuck?
I'm gonna say 5.
Oh, shit.
5 woods?
5 woods.
Okay.
Guys,
Ah,
he's actually
nailed
right.
it. Don't bother double checking that answer, dudes. I'm pretty sure I just nailed it.
We're not going to bother. Yeah.
Excellent.
No worries. I'll just tell Counselor Molly.
Whoa, Molly. She's a monster. But she's like super hot, right?
Has she
Right,
been here
she's
before?
Monster.
No, this is
babe.
her first year too. Yeah, you're right, dude. But she kind of acts like a
A different B word?
yeah.
Yeah.
She just doesn't care much. Like she doesn't talk or even act like she wants to be here, dude.
Sometimes when they act like they don't care, it's when they care the most. That's what my mom says.
Dang.
Whoa, that's super deep, little guy. All right, let's get you guys to dinner.
Right.
All right, Kieran, you and the rest of the Sago Lily cabin are already at dinner.
You have your crew.
What are we having for dinner?
You guys are late. You guys aren't there yet. Kieran is Kieran, you're in line, and as you go by, it's Sloppy Joe's. You get a plate with a
good
bun,
start.
and there is a very familiar looking man spooning out Sloppy Joe
Spooning.
mix on top. He's like, "Oh yes, this is very nutritious. You're gonna keep up your strength for all that swimming and archery and what
And
else did we
justice?
say? Sure.
Oh, good.
Yes.
You might as well make it a big helping. Do you have any torts?
He's like, "Oh, I'm afraid I am only allowed to make what's on the menu.
You can live a little.
Well, I will give you an extra scoop of Sloppy Joe mix." And he
I'll take it. Now, just so you know, if you feel any kind of inspiration, maybe justice will inspire you. You could make some desserts, and I could taste test them, and it would be a really good thing for you, I think.
"Oh, well, I've always enjoyed experimenting with food. Perhaps maybe later."
Finger guns. I don't even do the finger guns.
Yeah.
I just say
finger guns.
And then walk away with your tray of Sloppy
That's
Joes
good.
and
Yes.
green beans. Tiffany Stacy is like, "Okay, Karen, if we're like gonna be friends and some junk, then you're gonna need to stop talking to adults like that because they're lame.
I'm so busy eating that I look up and I'm like, "Oh, what?
You know what? Just like forget about it. We'll talk later."
You got it, Glimmer."
She does actually enjoy that. As you guys walk to the mess hall, roll an investigate.
So-
You boys roll an investigate.
Oh.
All of us?
Yep, and I will roll one for.
I failed.
So I roll 1 because I have it in there, and then
Dude, I
I've
suck
got
too.
2 in mind. So
I sucked too.
Did you get any?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I got 1.
Okay.
One success.
Yep.
All right, Skip also got a success.
Skip, my man.
Skip. So you and Skip both kind of notice that there's a lot of birds in the trees, all sizes of birds that normally wouldn't even get along. And every time you take a step, they kind of like fly one branch further, like they're following you.
They're like following me.
Creepy.
Hmm.
See these birds?
You want me to read you this thing?
Are
It
you
makes me so
Poe?
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
You're not sure how or why, but there's birds. They're just always following you now. Perhaps they sense what you did.
Oh.
I mean, that was a lot of blackbirds.
And he's a troublemaker.
And you're in
good.
trouble.
4 and 20 blackbirds.
I
That's
pick up some
great.
rocks and start throwing them at the birds.
All right. And you do kind of scatter. They do kind of scatter,
Egging
but
them
they never
on.
seem very far away.
Oh my gosh.
Birds.
You're just gonna be doing your thing and then just birds.
Birds.
And
We'll be in our special hideout. There's one
randomly.
bird just like sitting there
Yeah.
staring.
Birds.
What is it gonna do?
Is this the one that's gonna hang out the whole time?
This might be the whole time.
I
love it. So
All right.
Right.
So well done,
Good
kangaroo.
job. Yeah.
first sentence.
The first sentence is you're not sure how or why, but there's birds.
That's it. That's so good.
That's good.
You get to the
Mess hall.
mess hall. You guys get your food. You guys see Ed Hart spooning up sloppy Joe meat.
Do we remember him from previous years?
Yeah.
And from previous world.
You remember him from
Yeah.
D&D,
It's sort of
and you
classic.
remember
Got
him
this
from being here
weird
from years
struggle.
past. Yeah.
What's
Sloppy.
up, at Hart?
Guys, it's Ed Hart.
I know.
Oh, the Woodchuck boys are back.
That's what they call us.
That's us.
Woodchuck
the
Yes. Well,
Woodchucking boys.
Chuck, the midnight woodchuck.
I like
actually,
it.
French fries. There would have been French fries as well.
I assume
French
it's
fries, green beans, and sloppy
there it
joes.
is. I assume it
Okay.
wasn't just
And a
sloppy
little
joes.
carton of milk.
Can they crinkle
Chocolate
cut
milk?
fries?
Carton of chocolate
course
or
they're
regular,
crinkle cut,
depending on what you
yes.
want. What?
Crinkle cut fries.
Yes, absolutely crinkle cut fries.
Yes.
As I'm getting my food, I say to Et Hart, you know, Et Hart, the deal still stands from last year. If you want to cook some of those amazing recipes, I can get you. I can get you the stuff you need. Just let me know.
He looks at you like kind of delighted, and then he kind of gets a little bit more reserved and looks over past you at like the staff table, and there is sitting Officer Ralph.
Officer Ralph.
And Officer Ralph, the camp
Bacchio.
the camp guard, is just staring across the entire mess hall right at you.
I give him a thumbs up
From across the room.
across the room.
He just eats his food like without taking his eye off.
Staring. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Dark hair, big black mustache.
Big mustache.
Yeah.
Guys, Ralph's still here, and also I just saw him for the first time ever.
Officer Ralph, right?
Yeah,
Ralph.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Ralph.
This
I
is gonna
imagine
be fun.
It is gonna be fun. Remember last year?
I do for some reason.
I do for some reason.
Yeah.
I probably don't have a good experience with Ralph getting in trouble.
Probably. Troublemaker, no.
Or maybe you have the best experiences with Ralph because
You guys
Chasing
are
Ralph, getting
kind
away
of a
from Ralph.
troublesome cabin.
A little bit.
Between Isaac and Thane.
Yeah.
but he
I'm feeling
can't
like
peg it on me. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
he can't.
Yeah, that's true.
He's uncatchable.
He's
But
trying.
that doesn't stop him from trying
I
because he
know.
knows you're doing it. He
He's-
just can't prove
he's-
it.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this already? He's the vice principal from Ferris Bueller's
Ferris
Day
Bueller's
Off.
Day Off.
I feel like he's annoyed with me, but he hates Isaac.
He's just
loathes
trying
him.
to catch him.
Loathes entirely.
Yeah.
Anyway, I take my sloppy Joe, my crinkle cut fries, and a chocolate milk carton and go sit down.
Roll Isaac. Roll a.
Please
Ralph
be
I
good.
don't even know what it would be.
What are you having me do?
Oh, move. Roll a move.
All right. You're going to be sorely disappointed
Because
when
Isaac
I
starts dancing.
I get 0 successes.
Oh, sucks to be you,
Okay,
DM.
one of the wolf pack trips you as you're walking to the table, and you fall right down in front of everybody and spill your
Oh.
food all over. Like you land in your sloppy Joe. It's on you. It's on you. It's
Okay.
on
I'm gonna
I laugh.
you.
Hondo sees this and he accidentally trips as well and tries to spill his food all over that guy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, roll a. What would that be? Sneak.
Shit. I fail.
You fail.
I fail. This is hard.
It is.
You have to get a 6.
Yeah.
A single 6.
But you rolled 5 dice.
I did.
Your chances are pretty. Well,
Well,
You know what though? Skip got a
odds are-
success on these special dice I bought.
I need to get those.
Tales from the
Special
Loop.
Tales from the Loop special dice.
They're weighted. That's why they're special.
I spent quite a bit of money on these dice.
There you go.
I see Hondo what he's trying to do, which
Yeah.
I appreciate. I give him a nod as I stand up, and I announce because I assume all eyes are on me at this point.
Yeah, in fact, everyone saw this happen,
Yeah.
including you.
So
Karen.
I'm gonna try to use my charm
Okay.
Come on.
to recover, and I say, guys, the wolf pack wants to start a new tradition: food fight.
Food fight! And Hondo grabs a glop of his stuff and just smashes it in the face of the guy.
Nice.
What do we need to do for that?
I think he's gonna try and resist.
Deal.
So I think it's a roll off. Yeah, it'd be a force.
Anything can be fixed with enough force.
With enough force.
Uh,
Yes.
What'd you get?
2 6s.
All right, you actually succeed. He tries to fight you off.
And I just smash it all over
the
his
Joe
face.
is too sloppy.
It's
And I make sure to push upward when I get to his nose.
It is no.
So it goes into his nostril.
He's gonna be smelling Joe for a week.
your failure, though, I was supposed to make something go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I think you tried to trip, and instead of getting all the food thrown on him like you wanted, you've just kind of spilled it all over the ground.
No, I'm going to pick the ground food off.
No,
Yeah.
that's better.
So you did. You just smear it on him so bad.
So if he would have gotten like 2 or 3, he would have won. Is that what you're saying? How does that work?
So you guys both roll the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He got less dice than you did.
Okay.
He got 1 success. You got 2 success. So you won.
Perfect.
So what
If there was a tie,
tied.
each kid may check a condition. Each condition checked gives an extra success. So you could take a condition to get an extra success. The conditions are you're upset, you're scared, you're exhausted, or you're injured. If you have one of each of those, you are broken. You can't do anything until you do the
Get rid of
thing.
them.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Go to your anchor.
talk to
Go
an
to your anchor or talk with 2 or more of the other kids.
at the same time, or at
Yeah,
different
you have to have
times?
them like a powwow. You have to have 2 other kids there with you.
Like a hack circle.
Yeah.
Do I know the
Like a
person?
hack circle,
Like a hack
or in
circle.
the hideout. The what do you guys call your
I just got a
magnet
hack right
train
now.
truck
Gotta
in a
hack,
lake?
guys.
I need to hack it out.
I'm feeling broken. I gotta hack myself.
The Infinity. No,
Oh,
our hideout.
The magnet train truck could just be hideout. I don't
Little
know.
nowhere.
Lil nowhere.
Our little
A
nowhere.
little piece of nowhere. Lil, L-I-L.
LIL apostrophe
Apostrophe.
nowhere.
And when we're giving each other clues, we're gonna go. I'm going nowhere.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
No.
good.
Where
like
were
it.
you?
I was
Nowhere.
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 Nice.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good
I
into the
love
mic.
Totally what kids
So
would do too.
you're trying to incite a food fight.
Yeah, I'm trying to roll it off and just play like I'm,
He's cool.
Are the others incited to
Roll
a food
a
fight?
charm to
Charm.
see how many other
Charmy,
people
charm,
you can get
charm.
involved in your little food fight.
Here goes.
Does he get a bonus because Hondo
Can I assist him at least?
Or
Oh yeah, well, are you helping him?
He did
Yeah.
just do the shove.
Oh, that's
the food
right,
in
he
the
did.
face.
So you roll. How does help work? If you get one, he gets to roll an extra die.
An
Is
extra
what
die.
it
Okay.
looks like. So
Let me
you
roll
roll,
mine
and if you get
first.
1 success, he gets an extra die.
I got 1.
Yes.
You got 1 success?
Yeah. Which
I
I
would
rolled
say-
7 dice.
I would say
Hey.
a room full of young campers
Yes.
who all have sloppy joes.
And
it would not
excited.
be an extremely difficult skill check. So a normal skill check is a success of 1. So yeah, the food starts flying.
Yes.
Oh, what a great
Other kids
food
in
for
the
a food
camp
fight.
all start. So I only named off 4 cabins, but there's actually like 5 boy and 5 girl cabins.
Oh,
Okay.
So they all get up and start throwing food.
Oh, okay.
Kieran, you get hit with food. Tiffany gets hit with food and immediately was like, oh my clothes, my hair. This is like the worst thing ever. Gag me with a spoon. She's pissed.
it's an 80s
while this
phrase.
is
I looked
happening-
It's
it
very
up.
impotent rage.
Yeah.
Are you going to join in on this little?
So Kieran gets hit like in the back, and she kind of like, like it hits her,
Yeah.
and she keeps eating.
Oh, you just ignore it?
Hondo a little bit is remembering back to an insane asylum when this happened
Right?
first time.
All right. Ingrid Blumstein is remarkably unmarked. Like nobody dares throw food at her.
Makes sense.
Except Thane.
And she just sits there and
Rain.
eats her food. But soon the sergeant comes and he's like, what is going on?
How are the levels?
that spiked a little bit.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, everybody kind of stops throwing food. This is not an organized camp. You soldiers are misbehaving. I want everybody cleaning up right now, and then you go and take your showers before the opening fireside.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, kids actually start shuffling out. He's like, and JB is like, okay, come on, dudes. We got to get out of here. That was not good.
Hondo gives Isaac a sloppy Joe high five.
Yeah.
Molly makes no motion to help you guys get out of there or direct you or anything.
Kieran finishes her food
Does
because
she?
it'll help her grow up strong.
Actually, Molly also finishes her food. Like, I didn't throw anything. All right, you guys get cleaned up. So at the opening fireside, like, the unpleasantness is kind of over.
What unpleasantness.
Yeah, I had a
This
good
has
time.
been great.
Yeah.
Except for all these birds.
Birds do follow you all the way from the mess hall to the.
birds?
Okay, I wasn't before, but what the hell?
Yeah, now that you're pointing it out, they're like, huh, there are a lot of birds.
I run.
Okay, the birds actually like take flight after to follow you.
Hondo just laughs.
The birds are following things.
You think maybe he's got some bird seed in his pockets?
Run, thing! They're coming!
They never get too close. They just follow.
But they're there.
And they stare.
Oh, so unnerving.
It's a
All
little
right.
creepy.
You guys get all cleaned up. You guys go to the fireside. The sergeant looks like he's kind of over it. He does talk a little bit about how it's not acceptable to mess up and how Ed Hart had to spend the rest of the evening cleaning the mess hall.
I do
and
feel
he
bad
worked
about
so
that.
hard to make you guys sloppy joes
And they were
and
good.
other food. And
Actually, I didn't eat any.
You
Floppy
did.
Joes.
He's saying this to you guys, and I'm sitting next to you, and I lean over and I was like, "You did this."
you did.
Wolfpack started it.
Well, yes, we did. Yeah.
After getting over like the camp business, he kind of talks about what's on the agenda this year. And other summers, it's just like the same. Your counselors have your schedules, and then at the end of the season, there's the camp count off. And then you guys know what's coming next because it happened in years past. The sergeant is actually a very good storyteller.
Ooh.
And so it's time for one of his famous ghost stories that happened 3 times a summer.
This is my favorite part.
Better
Yeah.
not be about birds.
3 different stories every summer.
Yeah, so he'll tell you one at the opening, one halfway through, and then one at the closing ceremony.
Mhm. Is it the same every year? Or
No.
are they different stories every
Different
time?
stories every year. You guys can tell that it's time for the stars are out.
Sun's getting
The
real low.
sky is just full of stars. The crickets are chirping all around. It's a very like soothing sound. The fire's crackling. Everyone's just lit up by the orange glow of the fire. That's the only light around.
The giant fire.
The giant fire pit, the bonfire.
Hondo just leans back and lays against the wood behind him, just closes his eyes.
Do you think these stars have a number?
Nah.
Did you
I
ask
think
that?
they might be without numbers.
Some of them don't have numbers. And so he begins his story. I don't suppose you all know this, but my family's owned this land for over a century, and it wasn't always a happy camp as it is now. My great-grandfather, Dr. Errol McCarthy, once ran a sanitarium right over there across the lake. And he kind of points to like some trees on the other side of the lake. It's actually a pretty big lake, too.
Been to one of those.
Story goes that great-granddad was paid very well to take on, shall I say, special cases. People far too insane or abnormal for a common nuthouse. They were violent and sadistic patients who needed a strong discipline.
Sounds like Thane.
Sorry, a strong, disciplined hand, right? Karen, don't talk to those dweebs.
Hey, we're woodchucks.
Don't talk to those woodchuck dweebs.
We should do a thing where whenever one of us says woodchucks, we always have to repeat woodchucks. Woodchucks.
Disciplined hand to keep them from killing each other or themselves. Families put their dirty little secrets in that sanitarium to forget about them. And the forest by the lake up here in the mountains far from town was the perfect place for it. Sometimes the police would find a criminal so absolutely crazy that they had to be dumped somewhere special. That was here. About the only thing more violent than the patients was my great-granddad and his staff. One day, a new patient was brought to the sanitarium. He was a tall, pale man, so thin that his bones could be seen through his emaciated skin. His teeth had been filed down to sharp points because this man was a human cannibal who had eaten his own wife.
Yeah.
Already a gruesome thought, but it gets worse. See, what great-granddad didn't know was that this man was once a perfectly normal member of society. One who had been bitten by a Wendigo, a terrible beast that was once a man cursed by evil spirits. Once a Wendigo bites you, you get the ravenous craving to eat human flesh. If you give in and you take a bite of someone, well, the Wendigo in you takes over, and you slowly become the abomination yourself. Your skin turns white. Your body can't hold on weight as you require more and more human flesh.
Your nose elongates and your teeth sharpen, and you grow scales and antlers. Sometimes you even start to form a tail. Your bones stretch in weird places and you become haggard and deformed till you're no longer recognizable as a human. The stink of decomposing animal hangs off you like evil. So you can only imagine what happened when this Wendigo was put with the other insane patients. The way it was told to me was so terrifyingly horrible. I didn't sleep right for a month. I'll spare you that part. It started with the Wendigo biting one of the other patients, and they in turn bit others. Only after 2 weeks, there was very little that Granddad could do to contain the carnage. The mental patients and a good portion of the staff had either transformed into Wendigos, or were outright eaten to death. Eventually, the sanitarium had to be locked down, and the remaining staff fled, leaving the monsters locked inside. The thing about Wendigos is that they still consider each other to be human, and so, the story goes, they began to feed on each other. They say the ruins of that sanitarium are still somewhere in that forest.
And he points across the lake.
Let's hope that the Wendigos finished each other off, because if even one of them survived, there could be a human-eating monster out there right now, just waiting for us to venture out into the dark alone.
And then, from across the lake, you guys actually, everyone hears in the camp.
Damn.
What?
Kieran lets out a little bit of a shriek.
So the thing.
Hondo peed himself a little bit.
When this happens, actually the sergeant himself even looks up with a little bit of a terrified look. Like his ghost stories are legendary, but there's never really been any props or like fake things like that in them before. And if he's joking about it, he's doing a pretty good job of looking out across the lake.
All right, which one of you upstart counselors decided to augment my story with your sound effects? Not me, dude.
Molly's like, whatever. Yeah, none of the counselors, they all just kind of shake their heads to each other. He's like,
Yeah, I know one of you guys planted that thing. Well, listen, don't y'all worry none. It's just a story, but we'll see how it goes tonight, hey? But remember, in the morning, bright and early, turn out for PT.
PT, physical. Yeah, okay.
Wampus, wampus, wahoo!
Oh,
Wahoo!
Yes. All right, back to your cabins. Have a good night.
Thanks for the story.
That was a great story, right, guys?
JB?
After we've seen some of that stuff in person, there's no way it was going to affect us just by hearing about it.
I'm so glad I get to be separated from my friends tonight. That's true, right?
But you don't think Power Girls.
You don't think Tiffany Stacy will keep you safe?
I'm
Glitter
gonna die.
Gal glitter.
With all of our
Gal
real
Glimmer.
working weapons and...
And Hondo's like, we've all dealt with worse things, like terrible things like
Yeah.
this.
Well, the
But
fact is...
Hondo's 12.
Yeah,
So
that's,
he's
that's
saying-
part of it too.
He's very
Your
scared.
genetics, even more so than any other system, your genetics have kind of taken over because you're
Yeah.
kids and your minds are not as developed. Your brains aren't as developed physically as they normally are. So,
Rather scared and wish I knew how to fix this thing.
so Tiffany, Stacy, and Betty and Ashley are all terrified. And so they're kind of cuddling like together.
Huddling.
Yeah, like huddling as they walk back to the cabin. Molly's kind of walking somewhere behind.
Having a smoke or something.
Having a smoke. Like, I don't even think I'll be able to sleep tonight. That was like really, really scary.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Do you have your sword out?
I have my sword out and I am like shaking
Okay.
with this little wooden sword.
All right.
Never smart to separate the group.
Yeah. I put a hand on Skip's shoulder and I just make sure he's doing okay. I put on a brave face for the new...
All right. When
The
you put
rookie.
the hand on his shoulder, he actually does jump.
Good job.
Careful there, man. It was just a story.
It's a really scary story. Is he always like that? It's very intense.
Yeah, we usually get a kick out of it. That was unique. But hey, don't worry. You're in the woodchuck cabin now.
Woodchuck?
Th-
Woodchucks never say die. Why do I know that?
Woodchucks rule.
Thanks, guys. That's really nice. It actually makes me feel a little bit better.
Well,
Kieran's
good.
very jealous.
Yeah, she's not with that.
She keeps like casting looks over her shoulder as she walks away with the Sega Lily girls, and she's just like, "Why?"
Come on, Skip, or should I say new Kieran?
Oh. Wampus, wampus, woo.
Woo! Thank you for listening to episode 37 of Tales of Nowhere. It's fun to be a kid in the 80s. If you've got any feedback for us, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. Feel free to email us at mail, M-A-I-L, at talesofnowhere.com. You can also find us on Twitter under the handle at Nowhere Podcast, or check out our subreddit for episode review discussions, links to our Discord, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. You can find that at reddit.com/r/talesofnowhere. The opening theme for the podcast was written by composer Sean Jackson, and the rest of the music was composed by the incredibly hardworking and talented John Good. You can find more of his music on SoundCloud under the name Burn7. I'm so glad we don't have to keep this system a secret anymore. We were all very excited to get to it. The next episode of our summer camp adventure will premiere on May 30th. See you then, everybody.